Welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shabani Gharat. T20 season is upon us with the biggest sporting extravaganza of the year, IPL, happening in less than 2 months, and the inaugural edition for Women's T20 League WPL happening just in the month of March. If you recall back in June 2022, during a 3-day auction, Viacom18 won the IPL digital rights for a whopping sum of rupees 23,758 crore. And then more recently, Viacom18 grabbed the media rights for the upcoming Women's IPL for a sum of rupees 951 crore rupees for 5 years for both TV and digital. There is a lot of excitement around both these events, and especially for IPL, the broadcaster is estimating a reach of 500 million in terms of viewership. Viacom18 with its digital push is also trying to lure TV viewers and hopes to attract linear TV advertisers too. When it comes to disrupting IPL digital viewership, they have identified 3 barriers, and the focus for this season of IPL is to bust each of them. Anil Jayaraj, CEO of Viacom18 Sports, tells us more in this special chat. Viacom18 is pulling out all stops for its upcoming broadcast of the Indian Premier League as well as its inaugural edition of the Women's T20 WPL. To tell us more about this, we have Anil Jayaraj, CEO of Viacom18 Sports, speaking to us about these investments. Anil, welcome to Storyboard.
Thank you, Shivani, for having me.
Anil, first, let's begin our conversation by speaking about the Women's T20 League, which is WPL as it's known. Now, you have grabbed the media rights for both TV and digital for a sum of 950 crore rupees recently. What is the kind of action that we will see around this event, and what is the kind of content pipeline that you expect for WPL in its inaugural edition?
We were very, very excited when the opportunity to bid for the rights for media for WPL came up, because we believe that it is actually a sport that has real potential. This is a pretty strong business case, and at least from the initial sort of market outlook, it looks quite a promising property for advertisers also. It comes on the back of the women's under-19 win that India had, yes. And suddenly a lot of the names are household names. As far as the content pipeline goes, we have plans to broadcast this in multiple languages, across multiple feeds, and especially on digital, we are going to have quite a few innovations of the kind that are quite new to India for sure in the world of sport.
After that, one of the biggest sporting event of the year, IPL, is happening in less than 2 months from now. You won the digital rights for a sum of 23,758 crore rupees. Less than 2 months to go. What is the action like, and what is the excitement at Viacom18 Sports? If you can share that with us.
It's our first time, but it's also the first time that consumers will be able to experience digital like they have never before. And the honest truth is that digital is bigger than television today. Last year on television, about 360 million people would have viewed IPL. This year, across connected TVs and mobile screens, this number will be well north of 500 for IPL alone. And this is because of what has happened with the growth of internet and the proliferation of internet-enabled devices.
Also, you said north of 500 is, decline in TV viewership in general the reason for digital viewership that you are expecting out of this season of IPL?
Last year was amongst the poorest seasons on television for IPL. And this is basically all urban homes, all the so-called attractive homes for advertisers which they target. By most reports, if you see, pay television homes have also declined, right? So access to consumers has gone down. And what's essentially happened is, in the TV universe, you have the free-to-air audiences who have had no access to IPL in the past. And at the top end, consumers have moved on to connected TVs. Now, while those two Indias exist, it's also true that digital consumption in the middle India, which is the pay TV universe, has also been growing dramatically. So it's a combination of all three segments that is actually causing digital to grow dramatically fast.
Okay, and also in the previous editions of IPL, one needed to have a subscription. It was behind a paywall to watch IPL digitally. Is free for all, like anyone with an internet connection can watch the IPL now, will also contribute to the increase in the viewership of IPL, and how excited are advertisers about this prospect?
What we are aiming to do as a part of our offering is actually to target the three barriers to consumption of IPL. The first one is the barrier of accessibility, which is we want to ensure that anybody who has an internet-enabled device, whether it's a phone, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a connected TV, has unrestricted 24/7 access to IPL content. So that is the first thing that we are doing. And we are also doing that by ensuring that the second big barrier, which is of affordability, is also not there. So for this season, JioCinema will be absolutely free for any consumer for any amount of time. So that obviously also has a massive impact in terms of viewership. And the third thing that we are doing is actually knocking off the barrier of languages. So for the first time, IPL would be seen in about 12 languages and maybe about 16 to 18 different feeds. What this means is no matter which part of India you're in, you're likely to have at least a language or two which you're familiar with, which you will enjoy engaging with for you to be able to watch IPL.
So here comes the golden question. What is the kind of revenue that you're targeting, ad revenue that you're targeting with this season of IPL?
So Shivani, unfortunately, we don't reveal.
Give us a ballpark.
Well, it's going to be the largest ever that has been seen, but beyond
largest ever.
But beyond that, we can't really comment on.
Anil, over the past few years, we have seen that IPL has been a playing field for a lot of startups. With funding winters, do you see an impact, or do you expect some sort of an impact on this season of IPL? Have you factored that?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we keep a very close eye on what's happening, at the larger economy level. But having said that, that's where we believe digital has a distinct advantage. So even if you have, had to shrink your budget from last year, digital offers you the opportunity to participate at scale, right? Because there is no wastage. And that's why in such times, actually, participating on JioCinema might still be a terrific idea. Because all said and done, while there is a funding slowdown, the inherent businesses still continue to function, and they certainly have the desire to grow fast. And what better platform than IPL to do that? So yes, there will be an impact. Having said that, we think it will be significantly to the advantage of the digital medium.
Okay, so you're planning to get access, affordability and languages to this cricket crazy nation of ours in the coming days with this season of IPL. Around the FIFA Football World Cup, we saw quite cool tech and innovations around the way in which we interacted with the game of football. We could see it with different angles, from different angles. You could actually replay a goal while watching a match. Can you share with us what is the kind of cool things that we expect from IPL, from Viacom18 Sports in the coming days?
I'm glad you brought up the FIFA one. I think it was the first time that we put out a 4K sort of viewing option, and that's something that we are working very closely with the BCCI to see that how can we take that to masses. So that will be a clear differential, certainly available only on digital, which is either on connected TV or any other digital stream. We're also, you would have seen this in FIFA, you could watch a game from any angle that you choose as a consumer, and that's again something that we are trying to deliver for IPL. We're also going to do quite a few unique feeds, which are again different from what any consumer has been used to in this country. The level of choice would be quite different. So multicam, 4K, these are all differential things that we would bring on. It's going to be quite exciting as a viewer, especially if you like interactivity, which we know that consumers do, which will make viewing quite different and quite exciting, and hence quite engaging for consumers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you for having me.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have Diego Graffi, CMD Piaggio Vehicles, and Davide Zanolini, Executive Vice President of Marketing and Communication at Piaggio Group and CMO at Piaggio Fast Forward, joining us as the makers of Vespa scooter speak to us about their 25-year journey in India, new product pipeline, and much more. Welcome back. This week, we caught up with Diego Graffi, CMD Piaggio Vehicles, and Davide Zanolini, Executive Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Piaggio Group and CMO at Piaggio Fast Forward, as the makers of iconic Vespa scooters speak to us about their 25-year journey in India. Piaggio today has a presence in both two-wheeler and three-wheeler market in the country, and Graffi believes that Piaggio understands the Indian market well now, and he feels that the country has reached a point where the two-wheeler market is ready to be split up into various segments. Both he and David shared their plans for the India market, new product pipeline, their play in the luxury scooter segment, and much more. Take a look. Diego, David, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on 25 years of Piaggio in India. If I may ask, Diego, if you can share with us what has been the journey like and what have been the key milestones of this journey.
Well, fantastic journey so far. We are all thrilled and excited for this very fundamental milestone. We initiated business here in India as 25 years ago, exactly 1998. First Italian automotive manufacturer to come here to India long ago. Also in a space that was quite, how to say, unconventional, because we initiated business here in three-wheeler space that is, how to say, mostly domain of India automotive. Very successful journey so far. We have been achieving and maintaining our leadership into cargo, three-wheeler cargo space, in three-wheeler diesel space. We have been successful introducing also into EV space in 2019. And then furthermore, the exciting journey that we have initiated with Vespa, exactly 10 years ago. So along with 25 years, we are also completing 10 years of Vespa here in India. That is, again, a matter of proudness and excitement for all of us. Followed in 2016 by Aprilia brand with Aprilia SR, that was the very first high-performance scooter, then followed by many of our players. We are happy that we have managed to create two segments in the market that were not existing so far, and we have introduced also into the scooter space the concept of segmentation that now is quite widely available, for example, in passenger car. So very exciting journey so far, and we look forward now for the next 25 years to come.
Over to you, David. Speaking about Vespa, so Vespa has been Piaggio's iconic luxury brand. It makes a play in the luxury scooter segment in India. How has that luxury play for brand Vespa evolved over the past many years? And again, what will be seen next in terms of the brand development for Vespa?
My experience in Piaggio coincides exactly with the launch of Vespa in India, so 10 years ago. So I had the opportunity to follow all the steps of the development of the brand in India. I think what happened is at the beginning, there was the intention to reintroduce this brand in India. What is happening today is the brand is part of a global strategy. You correctly said Vespa is an icon. Many brands today say, we are icons. Vespa is probably one of the few brands that can really say can say that we are iconic, but we are not icon of the past. We are a contemporary icon. So I think the big challenge is that not to be perceived as a heritage, vintage brand, but to be perceived as a brand of today, a brand that can be relevant for the young generations today. So this is the big challenge, not only in India, but in all the markets. So the first step we took around the world was, okay, we can't compete with Vespa in the mass market segments. We must be premium, even close to luxury. Sometimes we are closer probably to a fashion brand than a mobility brand, and we are proud of it. So we feel we are in the lifestyle business, in the experiential business, not only in the mobility business. So what I see also in India, but is exactly the same around the world, is a brand that is growing, evolving, maybe not in volumes. We don't need millions of scooters around the world. We need to be perceived as a real premium player. I want people to identify themselves with Vespa. I want people to feel proud to ride a Vespa. I used to say that you don't ride a Vespa, you wear a Vespa like a dress.
So having said that, David, if I may ask you, if you can define the consumer for Vespa today.
For people who want to see themselves in a different way, they want to be seen in a different way. They want to distinguish themselves from the rest of all the other, let me say, including Aprilia plastic scooters that are around the market.
Okay. Moving on, almost all automotive players are making a play towards electric mobility. Diego, what is the possibility of launching a Vespa electric in India? You know, with Hero, Bajaj, TVS already present in the electric scooter space, isn't it about time that Vespa gets its electric to the country?
EV definitely has been one of the main drivers for change. But we have to be honest in saying that the explosion of demand of EV scooter in the last 1 year mostly has been mostly incentive driven. That has definitely helped to take the buying price for consumer of this kind of scooter little bit similar to the one of conventional ICE scooter due to the high level of incentive provided. But incentives are not going to stay forever. We know that there is a term already established that is March 2024. And nobody knows actually what is going to happen after this incentive from one day to another, let me say, suddenly will disappear. So the challenge that we see here as a group, not only as Piaggio India, is to define, industrialize, and design solution, technical solution that will give to this kind of segment, I repeat, not only in India, but globally, self-sustainability independent by availability of not of incentive. That means that designing solutions that are, how to say, powerful but affordable themselves in terms of cost for consumer, because it is a matter of fact that no consumer in India will be willing to pay, let me say, so much for EV scooter or IC scooter going forward. There is a limit beyond which nobody will accept to buy and will go for other kind of mobility solution. So definitely this is a challenge that we are considering, let me say, internally with the trying to find solution that can be implemented, industrialized at a global scale.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. And again, congratulations on 25 years in the country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, Firebolt founder Arnab Kishore gives us an insight into the wearables market and shares the company's plan to tap new segment and their international expansion game plan. Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. The wearables market in India has picked up significantly in the last few years, with homegrown brands and international companies making plays for large, untapped markets in the country. Indian brand Firebolt has grown to become a leading player in the smartwatch category. We find out how it got there from the founder Arnab Kishore. In an interview with Dilshad Irani, Kishore also shares the company's plans to tap new segments and their international expansion game plan.
Hello and welcome to Storyboard18. Arnav, it's lovely to have you on the show.
Hi, lovely to be here. Thanks for having me here.
So the wearables and the audio market has really sort of significantly picked up over the last couple of years. You know, we've seen aggressive plays from both homegrown players as well as foreign players. So given this scenario, where is Fireball currently in the country, and what was the growth like? What was the report card like for the past year for you?
The brand started back in 2015. Me and my elder sister Ayushi, both of us co-founded the brand. Earlier it was called Bolt, BOLT, and we were one of the first wearable tech brands in India. And at that point in time, the market was very small. It was difficult to acquire users. So, but having said that, in the first few years of operations, we gained a lot of experience in hardware development, software development, and we really learned the art of how to make the right wearables for the Indian audience. Then comes 2019, when we rechristened the brand to be called Firebolt. We were also very lucky to enter into the market at the right time, because right during the pandemic, when the pandemic was coming around, the awareness and the consciousness of people really went to another level, where people started taking their health much more seriously. And luckily, we were the first brand to launch a smartwatch with SpO2 built in. So, with the increasing awareness of monitoring your blood oxygen levels, etc., the category somewhat really took a different level of a jump. And, we started with selling about 100 units on Amazon for our first smartwatch. And today, I think I'm proud to say that, we're at a run rate of more than 30,000 units a day.
What are the key consumer insights, trends that are sort of driving and shaping some of your marketing strategies, as well as you mentioned, the product roadmap?
The budget segment of wearables, the smartwatches, is the biggest segment. You've got all players competing in that same category, with a more or less similar offering of products. So what we are trying to now do is we're trying to move away from that race, and we're trying to invent and innovate our own set of categories. For example, we are now moving more towards the fashion side. While the underlying use case of a smartwatch will continue to have the health and fitness or other tracking capabilities, etc., the tech part, but even besides the tech, moving slowly more towards the fashion side. For example, there is a dedicated line of smartwatches that we are launching very soon, which is going to be targeted only for women's. Similarly, there's a new range of smartwatches which is being targeted for that luxury audience, people who aspire to buy a premium luxury looking smartwatch. So we have a very beautiful offering that we're coming out with them, with stainless steel straps and leather straps, and a whole different dimension of look and appeal. Similarly, there is a special range that we're coming out for kids. Kids is a completely untapped category. The school-going kids, or even the young teens. Parental tracking for them via GPS, etc., is a very big use case. So we are also working on that front.
And while you, of course, have a very strong foothold and you've established the brand in India, you're also looking to expand and international expansion. And you're looking at the Southeast Asian markets. Can you tell me a little bit about what's the plan there?
So the reason for expanding is simply that we feel that we have a beautiful product range. There is a big vacuum in the market globally. If you count if I ask you which are the top 3 brands that come to your mind for smartwatches in the budget segment globally, you'll not be able to tell me a lot of names, So that means that, there is a big opportunity for the taking. And now I'm proud to tell you that we have built huge capacities in India. We're almost manufacturing 1 lakh units per day. And this capacity is only growing by the day. So now, given the position of strength, we are looking to expand into international geographies. We have already started operations in the UAE, and we have very recently started 2 other markets, which is Vietnam and Singapore. In Southeast Asian markets. And in the next 2 quarters, we are also planning to additionally add maybe another set of 10 to 12 countries, including parts of Europe and US.
But let me just sort of dial back a little bit to sort of last year when there was an ad, Firebolt ad featuring Virat Kohli, of course, that went viral, and not for all the good reasons. But what were some of the lessons you gathered from that period, that ad featuring Virat that went viral?
It was a massive campaign in terms of the number of people we were able to get hold of in that campaign. So almost 250 plus top creators across, the celebrities or influencers were a part of it. Agreed. I think there was a small, part of the ad copy that had gone out, which had a watch face, and it was a hypothetical graphic representation. And that kind of got misconstrued in some way. But at the end of the day, we managed to get a lot of additional eyeballs. The ad really got noticed to a different level. So we feel that it was both good and bad, and it's fine. In your agile marketing, these kind of things sort of are out of your control sometimes. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Dilshad. It was likewise.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.